With Stephen Fearing, no less. That's Stephen there. Stephen, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Give us some background to where we are, because this is a beautiful theatre, eh?
We are at the Ironwood Stage and Grill, which is kind of one of the places in Calgary where the Roots community really gather. It's been going since I think 2006, maybe 2008.
And there's a bit of a music now here, isn't there?
Yeah. There's there's another club down the way there, the Blues Can, which is where Pat started, the guy who runs this place, Pat McIntyre. And anyway, there's a great community in this town.
Yeah.
And there's a great used record store down the road, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, good flannel store.
Tomorrow's
I picked up a copy of Andy White's Rave on Andy
You
White
did?
there. Yes, I did. About
I don't know
4 years ago.
You don't know if you'll be upset about that or not, eh? Because
it's not hard to get upset.
He's watching. We're talking about Andy White, but I'd like to talk about how that actually came together, because Andy and I are good friends. Sure. And we met when Andy was here, briefly, when Andy was here for Folk Alliance, and that was 2014.
Okay.
So that's about the time that your collaboration started with Andy, wasn't it?
Honestly, I can't remember when it started, but Andy and I met at the Winnipeg Folk Festival.
Okay.
And he had just been signed to True North Records, or licensed.
That's
to
the
True
connection,
North.
of course.
And I was signed to True North, and Bernie Finkelstein, who ran the label, was my manager. And so, of course, I'd heard of Andy.
Yeah.
And I knew he was going to be at the Winnipeg Festival. And so I made a point of, going up and introducing myself and saying we're label mates. Yeah. I grew up in Dublin. He grew up in Belfast.
That almost made you.
We just sort of started talking. And I had a car with a parking pass. And the Winnipeg Folk Festival is way out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. So you either get on the shuttle bus and wait forever, or you find somebody like me who has a car.
So it was car sharing time for the folk.
I introduced him to the late night donut stops, and
the inside knowledge is needed.
We became fast friends.
So this is me. I'm Rob Allan. I'm here on IMTV in Calgary on Looking for Canada, Stravaig, and I run Steve Fearing, of all people, which is just a delight, Steve. It's lovely to be here.
You too.
And this evening's concert is one of a tour.
Yeah.
There's a rare thing.
I know, it's very strange. I've got 4 shows, which is very exciting, and they're actually in rooms that have stages and PA systems that are permanent. And so I'm staying at hotels. I have a rental car. That's very exciting.
That sounds like it might be in the notch. No, it wasn't. I mean, you're joking. I know you've been playing at a really good level across the folk circuit and the rock and roll circuit as well.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons why I like playing here.
It is a bit funky.
It kind of crosses over, and they're not scared to turn it up a bit.
Yeah.
Which is really fun.
Yeah.
When you hit the guitar, something happens.
Yeah. And it's backline and everything's all set up for it.
Yeah.
Did the Rodeo Kings play here?
No, we've never played here. We always play, the last several times we played in town, it's been at the Jack Singer, which is a nice big concert hall down the road. Yeah. And we were supposed to be playing, right now, I was supposed to be on tour with them somewhere in Saskatchewan. We were doing a cross-country tour that was scheduled for February. And that all got put off to the fall. So suddenly I had a lot more free time.
Right.
And this gig opened up.
I was talking to Jenny Allen just earlier, and we have to talk about it as well, because it was such a blanket getting pulled out from under everybody's feet.
Yeah.
How does it feel now? Are you going to get booked back for some of those festivals you lost?
Yeah. There's some coming back. My heart goes out to club owners, agents. I mean, musicians got a lot of love, which it's amazing.
That's right.
Honestly, Rob, I can't.
PA companies.
I may get teary if I talk about it for too long, but I was the recipient of people's generosity and kindness. I decided not to open a Patreon page or hey, send me your donations.
Okay.
Patreon pages is a way that people can donate to you every month.
We have a
Okay.
Patreon page as well.
And I just didn't want to go down that road, kind of because I'm lazy and I couldn't figure out how I could be coming up with something that would warrant that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So without even asking, people donated money to me, and I got a lot of sense of that people were worried about me, and it's just really lovely, you know.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of love shown towards artists and performers, but the crew, all the people that work the PA systems, all those guys, they were stuck too.
Yeah.
We were all stuck.
And most I don't know how it was here, but most of those guys are freelancers, so there wasn't they couldn't be furloughed.
Yeah.
And even the bar staff and that weren't furloughed as well.
So
it's tough.
It's been tough times, but it's, you know, it is starting to open up and things are starting to come around, and it's amazing to me how many people have hung on. We lost a lot of venues, but places like this are still alive, and to walk in and see the same crew that were here 2.5 years ago, and nobody's fallen off, you know, the log.
It's a bit early. It's a bit early to tell, but my feeling is from Scotland, and I think Canada's just about the same, maybe a bit ahead of us, Alberta anyway. But there is still a reticence with the general public whether it come out or not.
Yeah, definitely. And what's happening in Alberta, especially, because each province has its own provincial government, and they have their own rules, and you know, some of them are more conservative and some of them are more liberal. So Alberta has lifted their vaccination passport status. So 2 weeks ago, to get into this club, you had to show your vaccination status. Now you don't.
Yeah.
So a lot of people who have been vaccinated and are worried about being around people who aren't, they're not going to come for a while. So they're going to see how it plays out, because there's a sense that all the people who decided not to get vaccinated are going to all show up en masse, and everybody's paranoid, and
that's not what's happening.
It's
not what's happening.
It's not, but everybody is. I mean, everybody's kind of anxious.
Yeah, of course.
And I understand it, and it's going to take a while for us to all.
You know what I think will be the changer and the clincher is the festival scene in the summer.
I feel the same way.
Once everybody gets out and they realise that we can all look after each other in a festival environment, and as well as a venue environment, because we're at social distance. I'm not threatening you.
Well, and
most people out there will be the same as well.
It may also be the thing that heals some of the wounds that are so apparent in our society right now, that, you know, people need to just get over themselves and go and, you know, have a few drinks and go hang out at a festival and get over it, because none of that shit mattered before, and suddenly it matters. You know, it's like everything is one way or the other. It's a very binary thing right now, and I've had it with that. Me too. Thanks for coming.
So that's Stephen Fearing. He's if you're in the Calgary area, he's downtown in the Ironwood. This very evening, we've just had a little chat about the general situation regarding in Alberta and across Canada. You're from Vancouver, right?
I'm actually originally from Vancouver, I grew up in Ireland, and I've lived in a bunch of different places. I'm back on the West Coast now. I live in Victoria.
We hope to get over there and see what's going on as well. But I'm very glad to see you out and about. And
you too.
I'm just very glad to see live music.
I know.
Isn't it?
Glad to see anybody. Other than my sister and my daughter and my wife. We've nice to stay in a hotel. Nice to have a rental car. Feel a little bit normal. Just a little bit.
See the scenery and get out and about and do it. Well, as they say in the trade, break a leg this evening. I'm looking forward to your show.
And stay in touch.
We're going to do that